Good day, hello. This is Josh. I'm here to talk about a Marvel movie on YouTube. What could go wrong? Yeah, Captain America is back. I guess the new one, the new guy, and I went into this movie wanting to say this is Marvel's last chance to grab me. I've been I really enjoyed the first few phases, and I really did think that Infinity War and Endgame and a few of the movies soon after were pretty special and worked, and I was happy to be a part of the audience who got to see all of that unfold. It's not my favorite stuff, but it's really cool and well done, and it was impressive. And ever since then, Marvel has just been trying to do it again, to, I don't know, perhaps diminishing returns. And so here's Captain America, the new one, Anthony Mackie. Sam Wilson is finally Cap. He had the Disney Plus series, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and now he's here fully to embrace the role of Captain America. We've got Harrison Ford on board, taking over the role of Thaddeus Ross, Thunderbolt Ross. And they really tried to sell this movie as another, tense political thriller, because that was what was so successful about Winter Soldier, Captain America Winter Soldier, the Russo brothers' first Marvel movie, I think. And that really did a good job of evoking 70s kind of political thrillers, and was a nice grounded entry to kind of balance out some of the fantastical stuff that was starting to happen in the MCU. And so this really felt like they were trying to do that again. But I'm just so fatigued. I'm behind on the TV stuff. I'll never watch the Marvel TV stuff at this point. I know that you're going to tell me you have to watch this or you have to watch that. I don't, actually. But I'm open to learning that something is really good. But I just, I've become a casual Marvel fan at best. But it started to just weigh on me to hear about a new project, and just like, I'm going to have to do that, huh? And this is the first time that I had some, I don't know if I had hope, but it looked like it might be good, and I wanted to make an ultimatum of this is going to pull me back into Marvel all the way, or it's going to be the end. This is it. This is where I hop off the train. And now that I've seen the movie, I don't know, I can't really say either of those things is true. I'm mostly out, but Fantastic Four looks pretty good. I feel like I just can't do this casual, maybe this one will be good. I don't know how many times you can go through that cycle. And so I'll talk about this movie, but I'm talking about the meta Marvel thing first. And I guess this will segue into talking about the movie, because here's what's in the meta level, bird's eye view. Here's what's wrong with this movie without getting into the actual story and filmmaking and stuff. What worked about those early phases of Marvel was that you had a bunch of fresh and interesting strands, and maybe you liked some more than others. Guardians is fun. Thor, maybe the early Thor movies weren't people's favorite, but Iron Man, those movies are pretty good. And you've got all these strands that are happening, and then they bring in Spider-Man and all this stuff. And when you got to the more kind of as the crossover and the integration of these strands increased in these movies, it was exciting to see them come together. Because even if you had a favorite, and even if one strand wasn't your favorite, it was still fresh and interesting, and it was fun to see it come into play, and it was really fun to see how it kind of interacted with your favorite strand, right? So when the cosmic stuff of the cosmic funny stuff of the Guardians met Thor, or whatever the combination is, it was exciting. It popped. It worked. The big issue that Marvel has now is that there's not really that many interesting strands. So when a bunch of stuff comes together in Captain America, I already forgot what it's called, Brave New World. That's the first time I'm saying it out loud. I forgot that was the title of this movie. It's just a bunch of things that I barely remember and truly don't care about interacting with each other. And then they're also reaching all the way back, for this movie in particular, and they're grabbing like old forgotten strands, which should be exciting, except they're weird ones. And I know that that original Hulk movie with Edward Norton has its fans, and it's not a bad movie, but it's weird to think of it as part of the continuity of Marvel, just because of, you know, at this point, all the actors are different except for one, which I won't spoil. But I guess two of them are in this movie. But it's like, oh, I now have to reach back to those creaky memories of that movie and somehow pretend that I don't know, like, I can't do it. It doesn't really, like, this is not a bad movie. There's a lot of talk about this movie as if it was pieced together from reshoots and, you know, scrapings from the floor of the editing room. And I don't know that, I haven't heard officially that there were reshoots. I wouldn't be surprised. That's how these movies are made. But I felt like more the issue was just that it was not very well written, and that it's, again, the pieces from which it is constructed, the strands that come together into this adventure, just, there's some of them that I like. There's Sam Wilson. I like Anthony Mackie. I think he's fantastic. It's really interesting to go from the super serum, you know, handsome, kind of like old-fashioned white guy hero to a very more like grounded, realistic, modern black dude who can get hurt. You know, that's a really interesting angle. I do like the stuff from Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I like Isaiah Bradley, is that the character's name? The forgotten super soldier who was kind of thrown under the bus. He's in this movie and he's great. That's the most interesting stuff to me. Harrison Ford is really great. He's giving it his all for somebody who just like so like, you know, just profoundly doesn't give a shit. It seems he really gives it his all when he acts in a movie like this. And the material's ridiculous. And for him to come in after all this time and be introduced to the MCU in this particular movie, in this role, and do the things that he does in this movie, and at his age, it's very impressive. I mean, Harrison Ford really acquits himself well in this movie, as does Giancarlo Esposito, as he himself says. He's great too. He's unimpeachable. These are unimpeachable performances. I just usually didn't care about what was going on, and I'm not going to spoil some of the other strands that come in because they might be considered spoilery because of where they come from. But I just was like, oh, okay. And I don't know. Winter Soldier worked because it was smart, it was well written for a Marvel movie, and it was very well directed and very well conceived. And I cared about all the strands that were coming together. The political intrigue played really well. And in this movie's not grounded enough. It's really goofy. And as much as when it wants to, it plays into Captain America's kind of frailty and the ability to be hurt. It also, like, he has technology that gets him out of every scrape, and he can anticipate every single thing that's coming at him from every angle. And after a while, it just feels like cartoonish and whatever. So, you know, again, I don't want to get into spoilers for who shows up and what strands they pull on, but I'll just say in closing that this was okay, not great, certainly not enough to win me back, but not like, it doesn't feel like a last straw. I don't know. Thunderbolts looks a little desperate, and Fantastic Four looks good, but a lot of things look good in the marketing these days. So I don't know. We'll see. I guess I'm on the hook a little bit longer. But that's my thoughts about Captain America: Brave New World. I probably didn't cover it enough, but I really don't want to spoil. But I don't know. Marvel movies used to have this cachet, and I know we got sick of them. But now I feel like we're past the being sick of them and into the, like, what do you got? Like, you really have to justify your existence now. And they desperately want to bring back the magic, and I don't know, so far they haven't done it. Anyway, that's my thoughts. Thank you so much. I will see you again soon with more reviews, shorts, fun stuff. Join us over on Patreon, and have a wonderful day. See you soon. Bye.